Hello friends, in this tutorial we will try to look at some of the Unix command like who am I, which, locate and pwd. So the first command which we will look is who. So who is used for finding out which all users are logged in the system currently. So I have the terminal open and I have logged in with my user ID Shakil, and if I issue the command who, it will tell me okay, there is a user called Shakil logged in into the system. So this command was useful when university student used to log into through different kinds of terminals to some systems, and the teacher or professor wanted to know how many users has logged in into the system. It is still useful, not that useful from the shell script perspective, but it is good to know about the system, that who all the system users are logged in the system. The other command which we have is a variant of who, which is known as who am I. It basically tells you what user I am. So it will tell me that I am the user Shakil. Now let's suppose there is another user called John in this system, and if I don't log in with the John but I just change my user, there is a command called su is a change user, which is basically super user, but with super user I will give the name of the user. So now I will become John. So even though I started login as user Shakil, I change myself as John. Now all my credentials and everything is with respect to user John. I am John now. Now let's suppose if I say who, you see that it doesn't says John, it still says Shakil, because John has not logged into the system through some terminal or SSH. But if I say who am I, it will tell me John because I am user John. But it doesn't says that who, in terms of logged in users, who John, because John has not logged in. Now let me open one more terminal and increase the font here, and let me check the IP address. There is a command called ifconfig. With ifconfig you can look the IP address of the system. So this is my system IP address, and I will log in as a user John. So it's a local login, even though I'm not logging remotely. I could have done from my Mac, but let me try to log into this system again as a local user John through SSH, and see what happens. Now if you see here, if I go back, maybe even I can do it here. If I say who, it will tell a John user. So John user is logged in through a terminal PTS7. So whenever a user logs in with anything, the terminal window whichever it opens, it is called as TTY. So if you type the command TTY, it will tell you which terminal you are in. So John is logged in with terminal PTS TTY. It tells you the time and from which IP address he has logged in. So this is a way. Now this is through SSH, so that's why you see the IP address from where it has logged in. But if it is non-SSH, it will be just directly log into the system. You will not see from which IP address it has logged in. If I log in from my Mac, let me quickly do it through my Mac, and I will show you. This is my Mac, John at the rate of 172.16.237.160, and I give the password. Now this is my Mac, even though I'm logged into Unix or Linux. You see, it tells me that John is logged in, one terminal is logged in through .1 and the other is through .160. So this 160 was through SSH on the terminal, this terminal itself, and then when I issued the SSH command through Mac, this is the one which login. This is PTS18, which is my TTY. So this is the way you can check which user has logged in and who is my current user. Now if I say who am I here, it will tell me John, no more Shakil. If I say who am I here again, it will say me John because I'm still logged in as a John even though I change SU. If I come out by saying Control D, which means exit out of that, so I fall back to my user Shakil, and if I say who am I again, it will tell me Shakil. And if I look who, then this two John logged in. One is from this terminal, which is a tab in my console window, and then one is from my MacBook. So this is the who command. So we have looked at who commands and we have looked at tty. Tty tells me the basically terminal type. So what is this terminal type and what is the name? So this is TTY PTS 10 is one of the terminal, PTS 15, PTS 17, whatever it is. And if you logged in through some remote SSH, then also you will get a terminal type. Now let's suppose if I have wanted to see where is this command is lying, where is this who command or tty command. So this is another command called which, and it tells you the path of the command. So if I say which tty, which means it tells that tty is coming in the system from the user bin tty. So in the path user bin there is a file called tty executable file which is in the path, and when we execute tty it gets executed. So this is the file which gets executed. So the equivalent is, if I, instead of tty, if I could just say like this, it will give me the same thing, but we don't want to type so long, so we'll just say tty because it's in the path. So that's the command which. There is another non-standard command nowadays which is called as locate, which maintains the list of database. So it's similar to Mac and Windows database creation. It's not part of POSIX or original Linux or Unix, but nowadays it's there. So now let's suppose if I say which, it will list out all the files and folders which has which. So if you say here, it has the keyword which, it has the keyword which. This might not be very useful when you have a lot of stuffs like that, but let's suppose if I locate files and folders with the name John. Now you see it tells me rightly, because there are very limited things in my system with the name John, and it tells me the right thing. But if you have a lot of contents which has something like which, and you are trying to look for that, it might be overwhelming and you might not get the right result. You might not be able to see the data which you are trying to look in so much output. So you might have to write some more customized script to look for that. But nevertheless, it is also one of the command. So let's try to look at which command more. If I say cd, which is a change directory cd, now you see here for cd which didn't return anything. So all the commands which is there in shell belongs to two categories. One is internal, one is external. External are those for which there is a external binary which is put in place, as in the case of which and which, or ls, which means this there is an external binary which I am using to get the command which. But cd, there is no such command. Cd is a shell inbuilt. So whenever you get a bash shell, it has some inbuilt command, and cd is one of them. Now the other thing which you can look is which echo. So echo is part of bin echo. Then you can say which ls. Ls is part of user bin ls. Ls is found at this location. Now let's see which mkdir. It's a bin mkdir. Which move, it's a bin move. So all the internal commands, whichever you are there, which you are not able to find out with which command, you can say for sure that it's a shell inbuilt internal commands rather than some external binary. The other command which I would like to you guys to know is pwd, which is a present working directory. So there are so many files and folders, and you can navigate to any place in the system, and you wanted to know where exactly you are. So for me, I have put an alias for my pwd in my bash rc script, which I will cover in some later video. So but you can use the command pwd to know where exactly you are right now. So right now I'm in my home directory. If I move to the root folder, which is like coming out of Shakil, so if I say Shakil, let's go to my home directory again. So this is my home directory with the pwd command. If I say cd dot dot, I come out one directory which is in home now. So if I say pwd, I am in /home. Now if I do again cd dot dot, and then if I say pwd, I am in root folder. And if I say cd enter, so whenever you type the command cd and enter without giving any directory name, it always take you back to the home directory. So if you are at any place and if you want to go at anywhere, you can just give the path where exactly you want to go. So if I want to go to /, I can use the command cd and I will say pwd, and it will tell me where exactly. Now if I want to go to user and bin, I can say pwd, I can list out all the contents here, whatever we have, and pwd will tell me where exactly I am right now. So that's all for this video, and I'll see you in next video. Thank you very much for watching this.